It's a little chilly this morning, about 50, 55 degrees. Just wanted to do a little Facebook Live video and give everyone a little update on how the progress is looking. There's an old adage, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Well, at Honey's, we're trying to make lemonade out of this crawfish season. The purpose of this video, mainly, is because I do want to get some feedback from everyone. Overall, live crawfish prices have been about $10 a pound, pretty much for live. Sack of crawfish going for around $300. And boiled, they're going from $12 to $13, depending. And, you know, right now, it's just a question of, are people willing to pay, you know, $13 a pound for boiled crawfish? To me, that's high. I mean, let's be real and honest here. You need about 5 pounds of crawfish to you know, basically have one serving for one person, you know, generally. You know, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. So 12 times 5, you know, that's $60 a person. So I really would like some feedback. Get in the comments. Tell me what you're willing to pay, and maybe it's that, you know, this season, which I think will happen. I think there will be a season, but I think that supply will be low. Demand. I don't know how high demand will be. I think on, you know, your Lent Fridays, we definitely want to try to do something on Lent Fridays, Mother's Day, Easter. Those are big days. But please comment in the comments below what you think, or message me. Let me know what you think about, you know, $10 live, $13 boiled. So with that, please leave a like or a comment. So now that's kind of out of the way. I just wanted to kind of explain where we are. People have been asking, you know, are you going to be mobile? Are you going to be moving around? Not really. This short season, we're going to have logistically moving a trailer 13 feet tall. You can see the trailer behind me. It's 13 feet tall. It's hard to get around. You need water access. You need a place to dump. You need electricity. All of those logistical issues come into play when you talk about moving the trailer around. And this year, it just doesn't look like that's going to happen. So please bear with us. Remember, Honey's is a one-man operation. It's me. I'm solo. And I know people think that I have a lot of free time and I don't have anything to do besides, you know, do this. Well, wrong. I'm married. I've got kids. I've got other things. Unfortunately, I'm not at a point where I can hire a bunch of people to come do this. I just don't have that. That's not in the play right now. It's not the mix. Thank everybody for joining in. I am watching everybody. I do appreciate your input. So back to the crawfish season. I want to get your input. What have you been hearing? Long story short, I've been hearing that the water has obviously been low for the past 8 to 9 months. Well, what does that do? Well, that basically says, okay, in the nature's setting, you know, in a lot of the natural spillways, the ecosystem for the crawfish has been kind of depleted, because with the lack of water, there's no feeder fish or feeder things for the crawfish to eat off of, and as they need to exist. And so that has basically pinched a lot of the supply down. The other thing I've been hearing any ranges of 45,000 to 100,000 acres of crawfish ponds and farmland and spillways are not going to be farmable this year. And if you know, I don't know what the gross tonnage is, or how many 100,000 pounds of crawfish are sold every year. If you want to put that in the comments, please. This is something where maybe I'm educating you and maybe you can educate me. You know, we can help each other. This is a very difficult time. Not only for me, you know, we've got a lot of money invested in this, and obviously nothing coming in with this dismal season. But there are a lot of people in the bigger picture who are struggling with this as well. You know, what are your comments on the shrimp? Are you willing to do shrimp instead? I can tell you, Honey's is fully licensed. We're licensed through the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. We have a license to sell retail. We have a license to buy from commercial fishermen. We have a license to buy from wholesale fishermen. That's fine and dandy, but there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of logistical paperwork to deal with tracking those trip sheets every day. Every time you buy a shrimp, you track that stuff every day. Because I'm not buying the Vietnamese shrimp. I don't want to do that. If things get tough and it has to be that way, well then it has to be that way. But I am local. I want to support local. I want to buy local whenever possible. I want to be on the radar. I want to be transparent. I want to do things the legal way. That may be the demise of honey, but I cannot operate shadiness. I don't like it. Okay? We're going to be transparent. We're going to run a solid business here. I'm kind of trying to get a pan for everybody in the background so everybody can see where Honey's food trailer and crawfish trailer is located. That's Circle K right behind me. We're here on Burbank Avenue. It's very close to campus. A lot of people might be familiar with the Sonic or the Circle K there. Check it out. That's the old mellow mushroom. I don't know what it's called now. Subway's right there. Izzo's. I always talk about Izzo's. I think a lot of people know Izzo's. Izzo's is a great business. And so that's where we're located. I'm kind of getting off the path with talking about the crawfish pricing, but I just want to kind of, while people are wondering where I'm at, I always get comments of where I'm at. This is where we're at. So this is the trailer behind us, and it's located right here in front of 4243 Burbank. 4243 Burbank, right here on Burbank. We're in between Boyd and Parker. So we're right here. I see a few people watching, just kind of catching up everybody on where we're at and why we're not boiling crawfish right now. We're not boiling crawfish right now because they're $10 a pound live, going for $13 a pound boiled. We're wanting to know, what would you pay that? Is that okay? Do you find that okay, that's market price, that's what we have to pay? Or are you just going to say, okay, well, I'm just going to do it on the special days this year? Okay. So again, I'll pan back to the trailer. Here we are. Go in the trailer in a second. So back to, buying the local stuff. I want to buy the local shrimp. But like I said, being licensed, it does not make it easy to buy legal shrimp locally. That's a lot of work. Maybe we have to just cut back on the boiled seafood this year and stick to our smoked meats. Honey's is doing smoked meats right now. Being a very small operation myself, I'm a one-man show. Right now I'm doing what they call pastrami brisket, okay? So I'm taking a brisket, wet brining it for 10 days minimum. If depending on the weight, you may have to go to 12 to 14 days to brine this meat, to pastrami it. And what is pastrami? Everybody's like, oh, well, pastrami. I hear pastrami all the time. Last 5 times I had it, it sucked. So I'm not eating that anymore because pastrami, last time I had it, it wasn't any good. Well, let me tell you something. At Honey's, what we do is, for pastrami, 10-day, 12-day brine, take it out, put our seasoning rub on there, and we smoke it. Smoking it's an 18, 24-hour process to smoke the meat properly. We do a slow and low. We believe in that. Okay? So when that pastrami comes out, this is a 12, 13 pound brisket when it starts out. Sometimes that thing will get down to 6 or 7 pounds cook weight. Okay, so we're doing brisket pastrami. You can pastrami anything. Okay, you can pastrami ribs, you can pastrami deer, so on and so forth. Pastrami is a method, it's a technique. What's the difference between pastrami and corned beef? Corned beef is the same thing. A lot of people hear corned beef. We've got St. Patrick's Day coming up. I hope that everybody comes out to the Wearing of the Green parade. Okay, it's a very local parade. It's a great parade. I'd like to see everybody out there. I will be out there myself, and I hope you are too. Back to the pastrami and the corned beef. The corned beef is the same thing as pastrami, except after the 10, 14-day brine, instead of smoking it, you boil it. So that's what they call a corned beef. Okay. Montreal. What is Montreal? Montreal is what they do. I guess it started in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, up there. That is a dry brine. They dry brine the brisket or the ribs or whatever they do. They dry brine it and then they smoke it. So that's what they call a Montreal. I'm kind of all over the place, but we haven't posted in a while. We haven't posted in a while because there hasn't been a lot of good things to say, and we try to post positive things to get everybody in a good spirit and pick everybody's spirits up with all the crap that's going on and all the bad stuff that's going on and all the restaurants that are going out of business right now. You got a lot of people like myself who are trying to make it, okay? We're going to try. We're going to look down the face of this daunting task of running a business because it's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts. You got everything. Everything's going on. It's all on you. This is not some government job where you just sit up there and push a pencil all day. This is hard work. This is stress. It's fear. It's all of the things that you want. And if you don't have what it takes, don't get into this business because it is not for weak people. My dad was in the business for 25 years, I'm sorry. 25 years, arm robbed, shot at, hit, shot back, shot them. It's a tough business. But I had 25 years of it in my life, and I want to share some of those things back to the community. Food, shelter, and clothing is top 3. When you got food and you can break bread with somebody, you have something. That is awesome. We don't have all day to go around and eat lunch all day, even though I like doing that. You can't. But when you break bread with someone, that is an intimate thing. And here at Honey's, we want to be intimate with you. We want to share what we do, this art, this craft. Brisket, the Texas brisket we have is excellent. It's excellent. It's an art. When you share that art with somebody and you get to talk about the cook and talk about the food, it's awesome. It's a good thing. Switch gears, I'm getting off track, but I've got so much to say because I haven't been out here in a while because there hasn't been too much to report. I've been doing, like I said, the brisket, the pastrami for private parties. If you're interested in that, if that's something you're interested in, 15, 20 people, something like that, I'm by myself. Catering, I don't like the word catering because I don't have a group of people that are going to be there to help you serve. I can put it in deli pans, in bulk format, and drop it off to you, no problem. Anything outside of that, it's a little bit tough right now. Like to get to that point, but again, this is just something where we can kind of talk about what's going on in the progress with Honey's. Back to crawfish. There's a huge push for people to buy local. Buy local crawfish. Restaurants, you need to put it on your menu. These are private crawfish, Louisiana Crawfish. Okay, I get that. But understand something. I'm looking online in different chat groups and social media pages, and we have places like Texas, Dallas, Texas. And I see them selling crawfish $10 a pound. That's what we buy them for. Okay? So I'm kind of getting into the, what is this like? Are we like Exxon where, okay, we're going to pay $4 a gallon for gas and we're doing it right here on Scenic Highway, refining the fuel, and we got to pay $4 right here on Burbank, and the same people in Alexandria that are getting this gas from here in Baton Rouge off the Scenic Highway are paying $4 a pound. And that's kind of what I'm seeing trending in with the Texas situation. I'm hearing that there are big groups, and I'm not going to name any names because I don't know. If you know you want to punk somebody out, you go ahead and feel right and fine doing it. I'm going to be quiet. I'm not throwing rocks. I'm not throwing stones. I don't want them thrown at me. But back to it, our Louisiana crawfish, okay, from what I hear, some of them are being harvested here, picked up here, but they're being transported to places like Texas. So Texas has Louisiana crawfish that they are processing, and after they are processed, then they're shipped back here. So that kind of opens up the kind of food chain as to, okay, well, how is Texas getting Louisiana crawfish as cheap as we are? And to me, that's kind of what the issue is. So please chime in if you have anything to update, discount that, or correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm wrong half the time. My wife says I'm wrong all the time. So like I said, don't feel bad. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I got thick skin, okay? I ran for public office twice and didn't make it. I'm right fine with that, with today's political climate. I figured it out, okay? My political aspirations are over. We're here doing Honey's. We're here on the better and brighter things. Back to the crawfish prices, okay? When you have places like Texas selling the crawfish as cheap as we are, people like me who are the bottom of the food chain when it comes to buying live crawfish, it's very difficult for people like me to get these crawfish. So when I'm offering crawfish, back to the question is, what are you willing to pay? $10 a pound to me for live and $13 for boiled is high. I like to eat 5 pounds at a minimum. That's $60. I'm not spending $60 to eat boiled crawfish. Okay? So please chime in and let me know what you think. That's pretty much it on what I'm hearing with crawfish prices and my questioning with demand. So a little bit more about the trailer. This trailer I built myself. This is a load trail, utility trailer. Very good friend of mine. I don't know if he wants me mentioning his name or not. I'm going to say it anyway. It's Craig. It was Craig Tibbetts. Craig is a very good friend of mine. He's an excellent welder. Excellent welder. If you need to get in touch with him, let me know. I'll put you into contact with him, okay? But he and I painstakingly put this trailer together, okay? So if you look, it's a serrated, corrugated, galvanized floor, okay? So it's perfect to boil on, smoke on, whatever you need to do. I did all the grinding work. You can see these beams up top. There's an 8-inch I-beam up here. The lentils that we ran for the roof. I designed this trailer. I love to boil crawfish. I love it. If anybody who knows me knows that I love to boil crawfish. I built this thing with boiling in mind, right? These two fans, I got these fans on Amazon, okay? And they are basically, self-installed, all right? And so I did all this work myself, okay? If you were to buy a crawfish trailer like this, these crawfish trailers, I know you can buy them, broken, rehabbed, or whatever. But if you were to buy a new one, it would just be not cost effective, right? It's just not cost effective. So knowing Craig, having the ability of myself to design this thing, do all the grinding work. I did all the grinding work on most of these joints. Craig did all of the welding. I don't know how to weld at all. And then we had to get all of the compliance. We wanted to be legal. We wanted to do things the right way. I go to so many of these places and they don't have any of the light. You obviously know that they don't have anything, right? So we got all the permitting process down. Part of it is this netting. You have to have a contained thing. I said, well, how are you going to screen in, this trailer? So we got this netting up. And it's kind of, kind of crazy looking because it looks like a screened-in porch, but it got us into compliance with all the health code violations. The other thing that we had to have is this. This is, if you haven't seen this before in a boiled crawfish trailer, let me know, because I was, like I said, being compliant. Since I'm not a caterer, I do not cater for any of the large restaurants. This is a mobile food establishment. It's an MFE. So what we got here is a 3-bin sink, right? I mean, look, it's got wash, rinse, sanitize, 2 drain boards, hot water heater, fresh water tank, and we don't have a toilet, so this is called just gray water, no black water. And we have to have a hand wash sink with partitions. This is very, like I said, this is a legit deal here. I mean, we want to be transparent. We want to have all of the documentation. We are licensed and insured and all of those things that you would want to have as a customer. I know some people can just go out and eat out of a trailer and not really care if it's up to speed or not. I don't operate like that. It creeps me out. I see creepy places. I'm like, I'm not eating out of that. That's just doesn't look right. So that's just a little bit about the trailer. And, it's just one of these things. And thank y'all for chiming in. Thank you. I'm reading the post as we go. After I shut the post off, then I can kind of review and look back at things. But like I said, I just wanted to kind of come out and explain to everybody how we are. We're doing fine. We're rocking and rolling. We're very positive. There will be a crawfish season this year. There will be. It may end as early as May. Maybe it ends at the beginning of May, maybe at the end. The other thing I'm hearing about the crawfish season is it has to be short so that the next year's crop is not sacrificed. Obviously, they need enough feeder fish and those types of things to make next year's crop, plentiful. So I get that. So thank you again for checking in. I do appreciate it. It means a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of stress trying to get all these things. It's very frustrating to try to do something and just through Mother Nature and so on and so forth, it's not there. So we're going to keep going. Please don't hesitate to chime in. Honeys will continue to do the brisket, Texas style brisket, pastrami. You know, we're going to do our smoked meats. We have an excellent potato salad. The potato salad is made, it was inspired from my mother's Bombay salad dressing. Okay, potato salad. I don't like eggs. I'm not a big mayonnaise guy, really. I'm not like straight mayo. I can't eat that. Boiled eggs, I don't eat that. So the potato salad dressing actually has those flavors in it, but it's not eggy. It's not mayonnaise-y in it. So I find it to be, you know, like I said, it's based and inspired off my mom's Bombay salad dressing. It's a creamy vinaigrette. It's sour cream. It's oil. It's vinegar. It's potato salad, and this is kind of a salad dressing, if you will. But it's a jacked up salad dressing to make it. It's got the mustard tones in it and the color to make it look like potato salad. I appreciate those kind comments. Thank you so much for that. Coleslaw. So many people, just like my pastrami. Everybody's like, oh, pastrami, yeah, what's pastrami? Yeah, last time I had it, it was horrible. Same thing with coleslaw. Coleslaw is just traditionally, like overall, just all filler and no thriller, right? It's some lettuce, some carrots, some purple, and it's just either real sweet or real just nasty, just real nasty. And so what I said, well, if I'm going to make coleslaw, I've got a killer white remoulade recipe that my mom got years ago, had it at the restaurant. It was inspired by a guy named Price Mason, rest his soul. He was a great guy. He used to boil crawfish, not at the restaurant, but he used to boil crawfish. They were like, man, they were so cheap. They were like 10 cents, 25 cents a pound, maybe $1 a pound live. This was in the late 70s. This was when crawfish were mud bugs. Those were the days when you could buy crawfish fat. My mom has recipes in her recipe book where it calls for like a cup of crawfish fat. I don't even get that. I'm 54, almost, I'm in my 50s, almost there. Quit counting. I don't want the Facebook hackers knowing how old I am, or you TikTok crazy people. I'm watching you. Anyway, so back to the white remoulade. It is a traditional white remoulade. It's excellent. And I said, I want my coleslaw to taste good. I want it to be good. And so the coleslaw is a white remoulade dressing, so that if we, in basically my idea is to sell a deconstructed sandwich, right? Like if we do pulled pork, if we do brisket, if we do pastrami, we want to, and I do, I'm getting off on another tangent, but I'm going to do that because I hadn't talked in a while. If you hadn't figured it out yet, when I don't talk for a while, I got a lot to say. I talk real fast sometimes, so don't get mad. But I'm basically like the idea of selling a deconstructed sandwich, right? You've got the coleslaw, my bread and butter pickles, homemade bread and butter pickles. You got a coleslaw as a side. You got the pickles. You got the barbecue sauce. We make a scratch-made barbecue sauce, right? Honey's barbecue sauce is scratch-made. There's no preservatives in it. It's no MSG. It's real deal barbecue sauce. So we like to offer, a roll. And I want to partner. I don't know if these people are, but I think they call it St. Bruno. I think you've seen their breads around. Their sourdough bread roll is excellent. I'd like to get with them and try to see about getting them as the baker, so that I can offer a roll. I can offer the pulled pork, the pork butt, the coleslaw, the pickles as a deconstructed sandwich. So if you're low carb, you low carb in it, take the roll off. You've basically got a deconstructed sandwich. If you want a sandwich, then you buy the plate lunch and you put these things together and you make a killer sandwich. That's kind of the idea behind it. And it's something that I can do, and I'm by myself, so it's something that is something that is something that is doable. Some things are outside the wheelhouse right now. By myself, there's certain things I can and can't do. Other side items include macaroni and cheese. my wife and I have been working on this macaroni and cheese recipe, and it's very good. Baked beans. I make that with the Honey's homemade barbecue sauce. It's scratch-made stuff, right? That's what we want to do here at Honey's. It's important that we have our own signature. You know, so many places are like going to Sam's, going to these places and just reheating food and selling it as their own. You know, that's not how you survive in the restaurant business. If you watched as many failure restaurant shows as I've, because the biggest fear is failure, right? You don't want to fail. What is the number one that most people think that they do when they're failing? And that's basically reheating food. That's something we don't want to do here. So scratch-made ingredients, fresh ingredients, as much as we can. That's the key to success, right? It's like musicians, man. You can make only so much money playing covers. The people who make the big money are writing their own music. And it's the same way to me with the restaurant business. The people who are writing their own recipes and doing their own thing consistently. Got a very good friend in the restaurant business, and I don't want to mention his name because you know, he might not want the attention. He said consistency creates credibility. I don't know if he coined it or what, but he and I talked one time and it really stuck in my head. You know, jumping around and having one plate A, and having that plate taste different every time is not good, because people, once they find a flavor and a taste that they like, they want it that way. Circle that back around to potato salad. We may have different versions of potato salad, right? Again, I don't like egg, I don't like mayonnaise. Okay, fine. So the Honey's potato salad is going to be the Honey's potato salad, but maybe we offer a stuffed potato salad, or do some German potato salad and do different variations and call them by their name of what they are, because there are people who like cold potato salad, hot potato salad. When you say the word potato salad, that is not a universal word. Potato salad means a lot of different things, okay? That's just something I'd like people's feedback on. If you've got ideas and stuff like that, look, some of these things we can't play. Some it's like the DJ. You know, the DJ's like, DJ, can you play me a song? Play me a song at 1, 2, 3. And the DJ's like, yeah, we'll play that on the way home, you know, like in your car, you know. But we do want to do what we can do, and we want to do just a few things really well. So right now, the menu will be very limited. We're not going to be doing a bunch of stuff. We're going to do the brisket. We're going to do the pastrami. We're going to do the pulled pork, you know. We're going to do the coleslaw. We're going to do potato salad. We're going to do the bread and butter pickles, the barbecue sauce, you know. And we want to hone in on that. So that's what we're going to keep focusing on right now. And I know we're not doing pop-ups out here on Burbank all that much, okay? I'm trying to get more consistent with coming out here at least once a week. It's just very difficult with all the demands that I have in my personal life to maintain all of the things that I'm doing. So I'm working as hard as I can right now, trying to make extra money and trying to make this business fly. So with that, I want to thank you so much for checking in today. I appreciate it. I know that this crawfish season is dismal. It hasn't gotten off to the start that we wanted. Okay, and it's not going to be as long as we wanted, and things are not going to be as cheap as we wanted, but we're still going to try to make lemonade out of these lemons. We're going to do them at least on the big days, the Lent days, the Fridays in Lent, the Mother's Day, you know, those types of days where it's important. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. If the prices are this high, I don't want to have, I don't want to have $13 a pound boiled shrimp and somebody come up talking about, I want to get one crawfish, you know, not 1 pound, one crawfish, like let me hold in my hand, you know, like that kind of stuff. That's not what we're trying to do. So we're just trying to get some feedback on what you think are some of the issues, what you're looking for. And thank you again for everyone for watching. If you're just checking in, I'm about to sign off. You can review the tape and see what was said earlier. If you can chime in, give me a message. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. Like I said, this is a grassroots, and it's really a grassroot because it's only me, project. But again, thank y'all for everything you do, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the future. So thank you, and please don't hesitate to chime in and spread the word. Thank y'all so much. Have a great one.